Hi there, welcome to the Lad Mixed Farm channel. It's Arthur here. In today's episode, we would like to look at how we can be able to construct a house for goat kids using simple resources in the most cheap way possible. And so you'll notice that behind me, I've been able to construct a house for goat kids, but using the available resources that we have on the farm. Why we call it cheap? Because we try to make use of what we have on the farm without necessarily incurring expenditure. The only thing maybe would be to buy nails to be able to facilitate the process, and maybe the roofing, okay? But in most cases, you'll find that once you're putting up this goat kids house, it's normally within the shelter of the mother flock. So you only secure a corner where you actually construct the house for the goat kids. Now, for a very good house, it should be at least 3 feet from the ground, okay? And then you construct a base and then cover it all entirely. This will ensure that goats don't actually go beneath this structure, because as they continue to go there, remember, as you house your kids in this structure, as they continue defecating and urinating, it seeps through and leaks down on the ground. So it's not good for any other goats, whether it's the mother flock or the young kids, to be able to access underneath the goat kids house. So you need to make sure that you guard that section off. Seal it off. You bring in wood that you can actually construct and ensure that the whole house is entirely covered. You only leave the topmost part to be able to allow free movement of air. But at least when the rest will ensure that the goats don't have access or don't suffer from strong winds that are blowing on them, but also excessive coldness. These are the things that really make goat kids suffer so much. They end up developing pneumonia and the other diseases. So once you ensure that you have really secured the goats in that manner, the survivability rate will first of all be higher generally. And so you'll find that your goats sleep healthy, they are warm. You only open in the morning when you want them to go and breastfeed. Then thereafter you can always take them back. Remember, these are kids that are supposed to be in the house for over 3 months before you can wean them and allow them to follow the mother. Meaning, as they continue to grow, we shall also find ourselves constructing a structure that can hold hay or fresh grass from which these goats can keep on nibbling as they learn to eat grass and so forth. It is very, very key to secure the young goats, because that is what will determine the profitability or the income of the farmer. Once you secure the health and well-being of the young goats, then you are sure that your goat farming business is making sense. So behind me, I've been able to construct that structure using the simple available resources, and we are able to put in the goats. And you'll notice that we realize that cases of pneumonia have greatly reduced, because in the past, our greatest mistake were we had not made such a very good structure, and so we experienced lots of death. And so it was really a learning point for us here on the farm. So this time around, we have seen a very great improvement. We have not lost a single goat kid on the farm, and they all look healthy. Now, we need to appreciate that on top of securing the health of these young kids by constructing a very reliable housing for them, there are other basics that we should be able to ensure we follow. First, ensure that you deworm your goat kids after 2 weeks. You give them 1 meal of dewormer, oral dewormer. This will ensure that as they continue to nibble, remember these are very sensitive goats because they are crosses or hybrids, and therefore they are easily susceptible to diseases. So it's very key to deworm them after two weeks until they are 3 months old. Then, on top of deworming, you should ensure that you're spraying them every week. Each time you spray the mother flock, you should also be able to spray them thoroughly well and ensure that they are wet. This will ensure that any tick that is trying to come close to them will be killed. Now, thirdly, we also need to spray inside where they sleep and underneath. This is to ensure that we kill all the fleas that try to come. Remember, underneath the goat kids' pen, it's always dry and maybe having dust, and therefore a very fertile breeding ground for fleas. So by spraying regularly, you ensure that there are no chances of these fleas, coming up to attack the goats. So this then ensures that you are on the right path to secure your numbers and grow your herd. And so I felt it very important to bring out this angle in goat farming to help us appreciate the importance of these key elements as we journey into our goat farming. Thank you very much. Consider subscribing and journey with us. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much. We appreciate you so much to be part of us. And press that notification bell so that we may. Thank you very much.